Okay? So if you guys are just joining me, chances are you're a business owner, author, expert, or speaker, and you're ultimately got into business for one or two reasons. The first is freedom. Freedom means different things to different people. But to boil it down, basically you want to have the time and the money to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whomever you want to do it. Now the second reason is typically you want to serve others with your unique talents and gifts, make a difference and impact people's lives. Now today I'm sharing with you the number one thing that every entrepreneur, business owner, author, expert, and speaker needs to focus on right now to get you there, and also a 3-step plan that's going to help you accelerate your authority, grow your business, your brand, and your income, serve more people, make a bigger impact in people's lives, and reach your personal definition of freedom. So if you have any questions about anything that I'm talking about today, just feel free to type them in the chat, and I'm just going to take a quick look and do some shout outs. As I mentioned, Andy Lockwood had joined us. Chris Miller is on as well, and Lockwood making his normal comments. My mother Shirley has joined in as well. So Lockwood, you just better hold your tongue, or my mother will. I'll sick my mother on you. Thanks for everybody for joining me. And remember, regardless of what business you're in, you're really in the media. You're a media company first and foremost, and then you do whatever it is you actually do for a business. Because attention is the number one thing that you need to focus on right now to build your brand, grow your business, and accelerate your authority. Now, in order for you to get that attention for your business, I put together this 3-step plan to help you get attention in your marketplace that will really accelerate your authority. Now, the first step to the 3-step plan is actually doing live video, very much like this. So Facebook Live works extremely well because Facebook is giving a lot of attention to people who are actually doing live video, and you're able to attract a much larger audience. So definitely step one is doing live video. Facebook Live gets you a lot of attention, but you can also do live webcasts or live webinars to really educate your audience. Now, some of the content that you can use in either the Facebook Live or the content that you can use for your webcasts or your webinars that you're going to use to educate your audience, we're going to go back to what I was talking about earlier when it comes to understanding your ideal target market. So you're going to look at some of the content is really that foundation that I was talking about before when it comes to getting attention. So some examples would be the 10 frequently asked questions for your product or your service. So doing a live show around the frequently asked questions is definitely something that will help you create some content that you can use in the future, as well as really going to educate your ideal target market. And it's going to speak directly to them because you've already laid that foundation. You know who they are, you know what their pains, fears, and frustrations are, and you also know typically what the frequently asked questions are. And also the 10 should ask questions. So these are questions, put yourself in the consumer's position. Now, if you're going to go out to your competitor, what questions would you ask your competitor that's going to differentiate you from them? So you're going to ask a competitor this specific question to find out, one, if they do it properly, if whatever you consider to be properly. So these are questions that typically aren't asked, but they end up differentiating different levels of service or different qualities of products between your company and your competitors. So doing a Facebook Live show or doing a live webcast or webinar where you're actually going through these questions and answering them can be very beneficial to your audience. Now, another thing that you can use for content is the benefits that your ideal target would receive when they're using your product or service. So, outlining the 5 major benefits that they're going to receive once they buy your product or use your service or whatever it is. So, and then how your business is different. So, coming up, that's maybe another Another idea for a live session is how your business is different from others. You can incorporate the should ask questions into that as well. And you're not focusing on the features of your product or your service, because really nobody cares about features. All people care about is what's in it for them. So you really want to talk about the benefits and how your product or service is different using a benefit-driven segment. And also, we talked a little bit about this earlier, overcoming objections. And you can do that by saying, by doing a session, the 3 myths about product X are this, which are really they're objections people have, and then you're countering those objections by calling them myths, and then you're explaining exactly what how you actually overcome those objections. Another thing you can do is interview people. Interview people other than people in your market. Interview successful customers. Tell stories of transformation of people that have used your product or service. That's a great way to create content. One thing that I do on my show on a regular basis is I interview other people that are entrepreneurs or business people that have strategies that are very successful with their strategies. Maybe they're on a journey and they actually have encountered a lot of obstacles and what they've learned from their journey. So interviewing successful people, interviewing successful customers, getting people to tell their story of transformation can be very impactful, and it's a great way for you to create content for the live video that you're going to produce. So just to recap, step number 1 of the 3-step plan to get attention right now is doing live video, specifically on Facebook Live, because they're giving a lot of attention to it right now. But you can still do live webcasts and live webinars, and it's all designed to create content and to educate your audience and get them to actually know you, like you, and trust you a little bit more. Remember, we're talking about moving that cold audience to a warm audience, and then that warm audience into a hot audience by getting them to take action and actually purchase your product or your service. So right now, in order to, remember, you're in the attention getting business. You're a media company first, and then you're a doctor, or then you're a dentist. So you're in the media business and you need to get attention. And one of the best ways to get attention right now is step number 1 is doing live video.